Hello everyone, how are you all doing? And how are you all? I hope that you all are fine. So, we have just finished our December exam, ACC exam. Your exam might have gone good or bad, forget about it. So, now what's next? Next is you have to start preparing for your March exam from now, right? There is no time to delay. Most of you are thinking that we'll wait for our exam results, which are going to be released in Jan, and then we'll decide. But remember that when you go and take a decision that time to study a new subject, or even if you have to repeat, you are already losing your 6 weeks, right? You're missing your those 6 weeks. So that means you only have, after your results are released and then you plan to study based on your results, you only have 6 weeks to study. And 6 weeks, my dear friends, is not enough for you to learn a new subject. It is not enough. So that's why what I have done is I have made this timetable, right? And I'm also going to show you how to make an effective timetable, right? An effective timetable means not completing the entire syllabus at the before the exam. Effective timetable means you should be able to finish your timetable before, right? And then again you should get some time for revision. You need to put that time for revision. Revision is a must. It's not just about the completion of syllabus, which matters, but also your revision. One time, two time, the more times you do, the better it is, right? And this is a 3 month plan which I have created. This was made for one of my student, right? He contacted me, right? He's working. So he's from Somalia and he requested me to make this video. This timetable for him because he's working, and this is his first paper. Is giving F9 financial management. So this timetable I made for him, and I thought that why not I share this timetable with all the students, right? So everyone can benefit from it. So that's why I'm now sharing this video with all of you. Okay, as you can see the date for the week 1, it is from December 15, which was yesterday's date, right? That's why it's 1 day delay, you can see, because today is 16th of December, right? Okay, so let me start with the timetable F9. This is for March 2021. The students who are giving F9 for March 2021, this video is relevant for you. Okay, so I have written the date, the topics. These are the topics from your revision, from your textbook. And also I have included the question numbers which you have to attempt in your revision kit under each section, right? For the new students who are giving F9 for the first time, before I go to the timetable, let me give you a brief over the syllabus of F9. So F9 paper is basically divided into 3 sections: section A, section B, section C. Okay, section A is your multiple choice questions, objective test questions. There you have your multiple choice questions, MCQs. You'll be given 4 options and then you have to select the correct one, right? You will be getting 2 marks, right? There are 15 MCQs in total. You are getting 2 marks each. If you are giving a wrong answer for MCQs, there is no negative mark, or there is, okay, you will be given 0. But if you get correct, 2 marks will be there. Okay, so that is section A. That means overall you have to complete the whole syllabus, because MCQs can come from any part of the syllabus from your textbook. And I have followed the Kaplan textbook, right? You can follow any textbook, right? It does not matter whether you follow BPP textbook or Kaplan textbook, because the concept is same in both the books. It's just it is explained a little different way in both. That's it. So it does not matter. For the ones who was asking me which book to refer, which book is best, there is no such thing. You can take any book and study under any book. It's fine, as far as you complete your questions and do your revision kit. Okay, so that is one doubt. And section B, let's go to section B. Section B is objective test case study questions. There also, based on one case study, you'll be given a series of questions, right? You'll be given 5 questions under each case study, right? So, and also The good thing about is it is not related. Like your first, let's say you're given five parts, five questions for one case study. So those five questions are not related. You can write it in any order, right? And this has to be practiced under exam condition. Let's go to section C. Section C is where you have to write your long answers. You have to write your long answers, right? So in your revision textbook, revision kit, you'll there are questions under each section. You're given section A, section B, section C. So I've divided equally and I have included all here, right? Later, if you want, if you want to download this timetable, you can download this timetable. The link will be given below, right? You can download the timetable, right? Okay, so let's start. First, I have divided it into weeks, right? uh, F9 is divided into 7 sections, section A to section G, right? So first I'm starting in a chronological order, section A, section B, section C, section C, D, E, F and G, right? And since there are 7 sections, I have divided this into 7 weeks. So the first 7 weeks you'll be studying your syllabus, right? You're gaining your knowledge. But it does not mean that your revision kit you will be doing after you finish all the 7 weeks. No, you are simultaneously you are doing questions. You finish one chapter or one topic. Based on that topic, whatever the question is there, you are doing. Because since it's a hard work for most of some of you to find questions, I have put it here. Which questions you have to do each day, right? This timetable has been set for the people who are working. So even if you're working, you can make a very good use of this timetable, right? Because my student who asked for this timetable is a working person. He works 10 hours a day. He does not get enough time. He told me that he can only study for 3 hours. So according to that, I have made this timetable. Now it's up to you. You can change, okay? You can modify this timetable, right? So let's go for first. It is week 1, right? Section A. Section A is your financial management function. You can read this topic, right? I'm not going to discuss one by one. I'm just going to show you how the timetable looks like, and how if you in future if you make a timetable for any subject, how you have to make a timetable, right? So from 15 to 21st December, you are only working on section A, and based on that you are doing questions, okay? So here, and also I have written the chapter number, if you can see here, right? Chapter number. So all this you can see it's 1, that means it's under chapter 1. And then this portion, right, this portion is chapter 19. Okay, and then this again is chapter 1. So I've also written the chapters in your textbook. This is Kaplan textbook. And also this blue thing you can see, it is your objective test questions and multiple choice questions. You can see question from 1 to 19. I'm following Kaplan textbook, right? So in your BBB textbook, the question number might be different, the chapter number might be different. So please do your revision. Do check it. So this is 1 to 19. That means from question 1 to 19. I haven't included any questions from section B and C because section B and C questions of section A is linked. You also need the knowledge of section B. It is like combined section A and section B. So in week 2 you are going to do section B and section C questions. Because since it's a first week, I wanted to make things easy for you. So only multiple choice question, right? Which is from 1 to 19. You just have to attempt in week 1 this questions, right? Because slowly you have to build up. In one day you cannot expect to do the complex questions. Like you cannot jump without doing section A and section B, you cannot jump to section C and start doing questions. It have to go step by step, right? First easy, then medium, then hard. So first is 1 to 19. This is the easiest, right? Easiest level. And by the way, when you tick an answer out of 4, you don't have to explain the reasons why, right? And for some questions you might need workings, you have to do workings, right? Now let's go to week 2, right? Week 2 is about financial management environment. It's like your macroeconomic policies and all those stuff, right? Role of capital market, financial market, right? The green policies, the corporate governance regulation, interest rate, exchange rate, how government controls all these things. It's about this. Now it is, and here you can see there are three boxes: blue, orange, and green. Blue, orange, and gray. So blue, you can see it is from 20 to 44. That means your question 20 to 44 in this section is for this one, section B. And then you can see when you come to section B, this is your objective test case study questions, which is in orange. You can see this is question 1. That's why I have included 1. That means on 22nd, right, on 22nd December you will be doing multi question 1 of this, and also of course you'll be doing your multiple choice questions in any day. That's why I've included it. I didn't include under any specific date, right? Your section A questions, your multiple choice questions, you can do every day. It's better to do every day, right? So that's why I've included it as like that. But this I have included according to date, which date you have to do questions. Now it's up to you. You can change it in any order, right? According to your comfort, you can do it. If you feel you can do more questions in a day, go ahead. If you think you are a working person, you will not be able to solve too many questions, divide it like this, right? This timetable is for you. So question one, two, and that's it. And also section C questions, which is your long question, long answers, right? This is, you can see question 1, right? Each day you can do just one question for each section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means there are 6 questions. So this is how I have divided this. You can see how effective this is. You are not focusing too much in one day. It's divided, right? Once you have this plan, you know that this day I will be only focusing on this thing, which will save your time and also from stress, because you have a plan. You know when you are finishing, you know when is your revision, you know when you have to do the mocks. And also you can see 28 every week, the last one day, right? If here also for section A, for section B, revision kit questions, that means that day you will not be studying anything. That is for you to focus. If you have missed out on the previous day any questions, revision kit questions which you were not able to complete, let's say for week 2 you were not able to complete, let's say on 23rd, maybe you couldn't do this question 1 or 2. No worries, later you can bring it here and do it on 28th. 28th is all to complete, to keep your revision kit questions updated. Let's say you have missed 2 or 3 questions previously, maybe you were busy or you were not able to solve that day. No worries, bring it on 28th and solve it on revision kit questions, so that when you're studying these days, right, it does not have an impact, right? That's why that one day I have kept it off for your revision kit questions, so that it does not impact while you are studying your other syllabus areas. And now let's go to week 3, working capital management. We know working capital, the ratios, current ratios, asset test ratios, your current assets, right? Working capital, your stocks, your receivables, your payables, it's all about that. So here also you can see 45 to 72. It's a lot. That's why each day your multiple choice questions has to be attempted. Now how many questions I have to do per day? Multiple choice questions is completely up to you, right? But this section B and section C, yes, I have written the question numbers according to dates. Let's say now on 28, you have to 29th you have to do question 3 from section B and 7 and 8 from section C, right? So that means just 3 questions and also your multiple choice questions. So like that I have divided like this. You can see the question numbers 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now week 4 is your investment appraisal, right? All your net present value, adjusted present, uh, your, sorry, not adjusted present value, your interest, right? Your IRR, internal rate of return, right? Your payback, discounted payback, all these things will be covered in this investment appraisal. Now let's go to week 5. Week 5 is about business finance, your short-term finance, long-term finance, lease, venture, equity, debt, all these things comes here. Also we have Islamic finance, you can see here. No calculation, just you have to know the terms, right? So here, as you go, as you proceed, week by week, you see the length of your question increases. Now here you see 3 questions, 40, 41, 42. It increases. The difficulty level will increase each week. 90 to 135. This is the biggest portion of your syllabus, right? Now, one more thing which I want to remind you is that you can do this sections, like section A to G. There are 7 sections in any order. But the week, like let's say in week, this is investment appraisal. This I have included under week 5. But if you want business finance, this you can include under week 1 or 2, any order. You can shuffle this order. It does not need to be in this proper order only, right? But it's better if you do it in this order. Why? Because section A, section B is very simple. It's theory part. It's very simple to understand. So once you start with something very simple, then when you as you move towards more difficulty level, it will be easier for you to catch up, right? Because this business finance, investment appraisal, they are little tough, right? They are complex, so many calculations. So it's better to come from easy part. Why? Because anyway you have to study those things, because MCQs is there, so you have to study overall the whole syllabus. So it does not matter in which order you study, but if you feel that you want to study this one first, you can do it. Now let's go to week 6, right? This is the biggest portion. I can see VAC is here, all those things are there. VAC, right? And how many hours you have to study, that thing I didn't include. Why? Because it differs from person to person, individual to individual. You might be a working person, you might be a full-time student. Now for a full-time student, they can even sit for 10 hours and study. It's not an issue. But if I tell study 10 hours, everyone will think that this is like a norm. But for a working person, this might not be suitable, right? It will be hard for them. So it is based on your hours, like whatever you feel. If you feel that you will be able, like you have covered, you can cover a syllabus in 2 hours, it's fine for you. 2 hours is okay. If someone needs more time, because everyone is different, right? We all are humans. Some need more time, some need less time. So depending on that, you have to adjust it. You have to decide how many hours you need. Because your success or your failure does not depend on how many hours you study. It depends on the quality of your study, right? Let's say you're studying for 2 hours. In that 2 hours, make sure that your phone is switched off. You're not using your phone. You're just focused only on your studies. You're not wasting time around eating food, going here, there, talking, using phone, and just somehow covering the 2 hours is not called effective study. Effective study is you have planned that I will finish this question, one question or two questions, or I will, let's say I have took net present value. I will finish net present value chapter in 1 hour or 2 hour, and you have actually done it. That's called an effective study. And you can practice the next moment. Just finish it and pick up a question and see, are you able to solve it or not. There itself you will know where you are lacking. Have you done an effective study? If you have studied it so well, you will be able to solve the questions without any difficulty, right? What happens is if you delay, like let's say I'm studying one chapter today, right? Let's say I'm business finance, okay, business finance, I'm studying business finance, how to value debt. I'm studying that today, but I am not doing a question. I will be doing the question maybe after 4 weeks, maybe after 1 week. By that time, whatever you have studied, you will forget. Again, Then when you do a question again, you have to come back and study. So don't do that. That's a very wrong technique. It's a waste of time. You're wasting your time. You are studying two times. First time you studied, second time when you do questions after a long time, after a long gap, you will forget it. Again, you have to come back, revisit it, study it properly, and then do a question, which is no good. Which is no good. So there itself, right, do it properly. Even if it takes more time, first time when you study it properly. So that second time is a revision, not you are not coming again and studying. Right? Second time should be a revision. Second time when you revisit that chapter. So study it in that way. Now let's go to section F, it's business valuations. Yes, here also it's a calculations, right? We can see how to value financial assets, identify information requirements for valuation, then net book value, price earnings method, dividend valuation model, how to value redeemable, irredeemable, convertible preference shares, distinguish between efficiencies, semi-strong, weak and strong, right? All these things will be covered in this chapter. I have divided the question numbers as you can see. So the format is same. It's just the question numbers and topics are different for each week. But the way it is same. Here also, here you are getting 2 days for revision kit questions, 24 and 25. Then week 7 is risk management, right? And then you can see week 8 to week 11. This is your very important week. Here you are not studying anymore. Here you are doing revision. You are practicing questions, right? Week 8 to 11, which is 2nd Feb to 28th Feb. But if you study today, if you start today, it will be for you 3rd Feb to 1st of March or 28th Feb. You are doing revision kit questions, mocks and specimen past papers. Very important. You should do it. Attempt. It should be under CBE platform. Please practice your CBE platform. It's there on ACCA website. Go and practice questions under that. You should be familiar with that format, that platform. Then week 11 to 12, right? This could be under any week, right? From 8 to week 12, this things could be under any week, but I have included under week 11 and 12 while you are doing revision questions. Please don't forget to read your technical articles. These are on your ACCA website. Okay? Watch webinars, right? ACCA releases some webinars and all for you to know more about it, how to practice, what are the things to include, what are the things not to do, all those things. It's very useful. Please do watch those webinars and watch. Okay, and you know every session they release watch 5 days practice to pass. Do watch it, right? It's very effective. It's for 3 hours for 5 days, right? I will not say that you are wasting your 3 hours. I will say this is an investment. You are investing your time for which you are going to get a return later. So do watch this 5 days practice to pass. It's very effective, it's very good. In fact, I passed my SBL by just watching that 5 days practice to pass, just by that video, because I didn't study previously. But I didn't study so much for SBL, I would say honestly. I just watched that 5 days practice to pass and all the relevant important things I included and I passed. So that 5 days practice to pass is very important, especially if you are giving a paper for the first time. F9 is your first paper, because once you know the format of ACCA, you know how it should go. So especially for those students, watch 5 days to practice is must. But if you don't watch the 5 days practice to pass, there is no harm in that. If you feel you are well prepared, you're confident enough, you don't need to watch this 5 days to practice, still it's fine, right? And then very important, 2 days before exam, rest is very important. We are rushing, study, but we forget to rest. We need to step down and we need to rest, because our body, our mind needs to rest before the exam. You are not supposed to do any questions. You are not supposed to study anything 1 day or 2 days before the exam. Even on the day of the exam, when you are going to the hall, that morning you should be going fresh. You should not be studying, right? It creates more confusion. You get more panic. you stressed out, and then what happens when you go to the exam hall? You blunder the paper. Whatever you have studied also, you will not be able to answer it. So don't do that. And 5th March is your exam. So that's it for this video. Best of luck. If you want me to make a timetable for any specific subject, please, you can mail me in my mail. It will be given, all the links will be there, right? My Gmail account, you can mail me, you can DM me in my Insta, on my Facebook, you can send me a message, right? And or even on my YouTube channel, below this video, like down, you can comment me with the subject name. And also when you are given the if you are giving a paper for March, right? So best of luck, and do take care.